Hi, Ryan.
Hello, Rachel. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Are you actually doing well? Are you just doing well? Oh, are you very excited to be here because we're back. We're back in our filming location.
Yes.
We,
I'm doing well. I'm very excited to be here.
I'm excited to be here too. So, we are doing some reactions to a TV show that we're covering for our podcast. It is the 10-year anniversary of this television series. It's one that I've seen before and one that you have not seen before. What show are we talking about, Rachel?
Killjoys.
Do you know much about Killjoys at all? Do you know anything?
I know bits and pieces from what you told me when you originally watched it. But I don't think I've watched any of it myself.
Well, it's time to change that. So, everyone, enjoy this. We're trying to do reaction stuff a little bit more often. And if you're a fan of this, let us know. Drop a comment, give us a like, all of that good stuff. Make sure to listen to the episode of our podcast that will come out shortly after this. Support the podcast and the show on Patreon. You get the full access to episodes early and these videos in their full entirety and all of that good stuff. Make sure to share it around. And any predictions, Rachel? Anything in your mind buzzing about what we're going to get into? Because, as said, you are a little bit familiar with things that I mentioned when I was first watching this. I watched this relatively soon after it come out. Like, I think season 2 was just midway through or wrapping up, and then I watched it, and then I caught it week by week. But do you have anything in your mind when it comes to what we're about to dive in with?
No, I've got no idea how it starts. I know that there's an ensemble, as is very common with sci-fi shows. Ragtag kind of crew doing missions.
Okay, so you just have general sci-fi-ness.
Yeah, I don't know if we start with a crew or the first season builds
Well,
them. I really don't fucking remember a thing.
Well, you sound enthused. How about we get on in? So everyone, we're talking about episode 1 of Killjoys, Bangarang. We're going to give it a watch and then we'll have a little bit of discussion afterwards. So make sure to stay tuned for that. So here we go.
We have a location.
That's what we do. We're zooming in.
That font choice is a choice.
Oh, Rachel. Everything's a choice. When you enter a new sci-fi show.
It's like the first episode of Discovery.
Oh, Rachel, don't say its a name out loud.
Don't say it, don't think it.
Yeah, don't say it, don't think it. It may strike at you.
Oh, we're getting some torture right off the bat.
Yeah. It makes me think of, I know I've already paused it. It makes me think of Metal Gear Solid. I've been playing the Metal Gear Solid games, and each one of those has a torture scene. And in Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, they grab out the rods, and they just start jamming. And you, in the Japanese dub of it, it's very funny. The voice actor of Snake sounds like he's giggling as he's being electrocuted. It's not supposed to, it just sounds like that. But the English one is very much like, oh!
My boss paid 60,000 joy for that hunk of metal. Worth more in rusted parts than you are in
Joy's the currency?
They paid 50,000 joy.
So they kill for money?
Maybe. See, he's laughing too, Rachel. He's having a bit of a giggle about it as well.
They're like mercenaries, right? They do different jobs.
They do the odd jobs. So, that's Aaron Ashmore, brother of Sean Ashmore, who was Iceman in the X-Men movies.
Okay.
So this is identical twin brother. He got to play Jimmy Olsen in Smallville, and Aaron's in a bunch of stuff. So
I did
because we have a connection with the X-Men movies, and so I thought we have to reference that it's the identical twin.
So ask yourself, if I'm that good, would I really be working alone? Do I have a well-armed team who at any minute are gonna come through that?
Her. Shit.
Well, my goodness. Ordering me about my own compound. Must be hard getting around with balls that big.
There's some chafing, yeah.
I'm really hoping this is a setup because it seems really obvious that it's set up to get to the boss, but maybe they are this incompetent.
Well, that's assuming.
Assuming what?
That I'm the boss. And then your ship is what we came for.
Huh? See, Rachel?
Watch
My
go.
eyes are up here.
Yes! Oh, Rachel, we're back in 2015. Pop music plays as we beat up a bunch of guys and shoot them with our big gun. Oh, man.
You're cutting it a little close on fuel, John.
Easy, Lucy.
I nag because I care.
See, they give you a smart aleck computer straight off the bat, unlike Star Trek Discovery, that took like 4 seasons.
Let's go. If we hurry, we can make it to leave before nightfall.
Dutch, you work together, live together, do everything but sleep together. And you're worried that he wants a little time apart. Bitch, how charming do you think you are?
I know when Johnny's lying, Pree. He's about to do something stupid.
When you are done working off your fare, we can drop you off at any one of the colonies along our route. Until then, we own you.
What I'm liking so far, and I know this is maybe a weird compliment to say, but with the tone that we've already been set, I kind of like that these side characters, like these random actors, are just kind of locked in to the tone itself. Like that guy there is just very cheesy. You know, he's really, as an actor, sinking his teeth into this material, and he really doesn't have to, but it does have a certain type of off-kilter type of deal to it that I feel is kind of complementing like what we've been given so far with the tone of the show, like with the quipping AI, and obviously man, he is a bit of a lad himself. But I kind of like how with the other characters that we've had, like the Corin that they captured, or this slimy ringmaster guy, they're just these actors, these Canadian actors or wherever they're from, are just having a ball doing it, and I just kind of appreciate that straight off the bat.
Like, this has the markers of a pilot, but it doesn't feel like a pilot at the same time. Like, it feels like a first episode, but not necessarily a pilot, partially because things feel like they're locked in and fleshed out in a way that you don't get with pilots a lot of the time.
That may be helped too by the sense of already lived in world. Like, we're obviously getting the checklist of like, there's the company and there's the rack and there's like a sci-fi dystopia thing going on, have the have-nots.
Yeah.
But
like, they're really obvious things, but they're slowly building up. Like, why is the company doing that? And seeing the sign, and
the homeless,
the miners, and the homeless, and the trade, and the sort of slang of Killjoys, and
they don't like being called that.
Yeah, a lot of division in different ways, in different communities. Like the guy that they arrested, calling them off-worlders.
And he's so cocky that he's going to be hiring them later. These transitions are pretty wild, I will say this. They're a lot.
Stay out of it.
Comlink deactivated.
Did he just block me?
Affirmative.
Oh, hell no.
Did he just block me?
Tell him I'm coming to kick his ass.
Understood. Ass kicking imminent.
Yes!
Try not to slip on the blood.
Oh.
Johnny?
Damn. He's a buff guy.
What are you doing here?
Look, I'm busting you out. You paid my debt? Oh, hell no. Do you know how much you owe?
How long until somebody gets kicked in the nuts?
And let me have my
Oh.
partner.
Yeah, just
Oh,
call
she's
it
there.
off.
She's
Now,
got there
my
already.
tits handed to me by my boss? I don't think so.
I'm sorry. I gotta rewind that. That is. Oh, this is the type of line delivery every actor lives to give.
Yeah, just call it off. And have my tits handed to me by my boss? I don't think so.
And have my tits handed to me by my boss.
Your boy looks like a leader.
Okay, I didn't want to be a jerk and pull rank, but I have
This guy knows he only has one episode. He's gonna give every line what it's worth. Oh no, actually, spoilers, Rachel. He becomes a main character. The tits man. Ooh.
Johnny, leave the mark.
He's not a mark. He's my brother.
So, brother.
Yeah,
Fun times.
that's what I was expecting. Really, like the reaction, hiding it from Dutch. I was like, yeah.
But I honestly thought that the moment where it's like, oh, Mum died several years ago. It's like I thought that was gonna be a jokey fake out, but then it actually was a serious dramatic moment where it's like, where the hell have you been? And it's like, I've been a slave, by the way.
Yeah, but it's like, how long has he been a slave, and who wants him dead? Like, there's a lot of questions embedded in this process of setting up, and they've done it in a way where it's layered quite nicely, so you're not feeling like, oh my god, there's so much going on. It's like, it's this one thing and it has the layers to it, so there's a lot to sink your teeth into, while the show is also somewhat keeping it light.
Finding people is what we do. We'll figure it out, always have.
Okay. Where do we start?
We need to go talk to God.
I want to know the really clumsy reason that they give for explaining why a dodgy person is called God.
Oh, oh boy.
That's my theory.
Oh, I thought you were gonna ask, like, I want to know the reason why one of them's British and one of them is. I'm sorry, it's just one of those things where it's like everyone is not British, and then our main lead character is British, and it's like, it's for me, it's lovely to hear ass instead of ass all of the time. But it is just, sorry, that's on my brain, but you're thinking, why would what's the reason they come up with for a dodgy person being called God?
Yeah.
Our pain, your redemption. Let us suffer for your sin.
Things in the quad these days.
Westerlands aren't happy.
Westerlands want war. More and more of them every day. To cut our ties to crushing the company for good.
Isn't that what you want?
War is what they call it when the big dogs win. I want a revolution. We're not ready.
What? I like that line, Rachel. It's one of the lines I remember from the show. I was like, yeah, you want the war when the big dogs come in. I want a revolution. Come on. God is a religious man, Rachel. Or has he turned you off because how you met him was gross?
No. I guess it's me getting used to it, because it just makes me cringe, but it is not it's not bad dialogue.
It's just,
but it's not good dialogue. But I'm traumatized by Discovery trying to do things like this.
it's familiar territory. That's the thing. This is a very comfortable pilot. Like, it's got its own unique qualities as a sci-fi world, but it is going through a sci-fi checklist, and this is one of them where it's like, oh, there's the people who want war, but then there are the people who say they don't want war, but they actually want something grander, bigger, revolution, reimagining, and what does it actually look like? And you know, to us who have seen a lot of science fiction, even like you said, going through something like recent years of Star Trek, it's like, oh yes, I know what we're doing here, and it can involve that kind of reaction that you had. I do genuinely like that line. I'm like, that's a good line, and I think this guy's delivering it well.
Like, I was fine with that line. It's just it's thick. It's laid on thick. And that was just particularly syrupy, but that doesn't make it bad.
It's a little too thick for Rachel's taste. Hey, Rach. I know he's worn it one. Oh, he's putting it on. I was going to say, do you think he's going to be shirtless more than he isn't?
Battle brain.
Battle brain. Battle brain. Battle brain.
Sorry.
Oof.
How long were you enlisted?
9 years. How long you been professional killer?
Dutch, we got half the church here. You clocking this?
Yep, getting into position. Tell me when you've ID'd the target.
Using what, my psychic powers?
Using the knowledge that if you fail, everything that happens after will be your fault.
And point made. I am on it.
Never doubt it.
Unless the target is my partner's ass. Do me a favor, keep surveilling.
No, I remember you being a lot more fun.
This is a first episode of Sci-Fi show. It really is obsessed with asses. There's a lot of ass talk. Oh, no.
Up there. He was aiming at you.
John, it's Fancy Lee.
No, it's Fancy Lee!
Guys, what's happening?
No, oh, it's a poison one too. Nice, nice.
Really?
Hey, it's me, Fancy Lee.
Exquisite edge. I'll show you how to use this, shall I?
Oh, he seems so nice.
So she was trained to be a killer and has rejected it.
Yeah, seems like a happy-go-lucky life she's lived.
Nice costume design with like the mirroring of her dress.
Yeah.
Let's not die today.
Johnny, are my lenses still recording?
What? Yeah. Why?
Ooh. Oh boy.
Lucy's en route, let's go.
I don't know what it is, because this is a show that's now 10 years old, and this is a Sci-Fi channel show. So Sci-Fi, they're known, especially now, very much now, for having like low budget TV.
Yeah, it feels small scale.
Because the big shootout fight was in a corridor in a basement of just some random
And it
house.
felt fairly flat.
I thought it improved once she entered.
Yeah, oh yeah, like it definitely goes up a notch. But even like her fight, it felt very simplistic. And it does the job, right?
Yeah, there's enough little
But it
stylistic
feels
touches thrown
pared
in.
back.
Yeah, which I don't mind, because the episode has so many things that it's moving along.
And it's not interested in slowing down for a gratuitous action scene, which I kind of do appreciate.
And they use...
But it's like, oh, that's it. Okay,
And-
that's kind of quaint in a way.
And look, there's a lot of use of pop music of the time, which obviously dates the show, or at least stamps it when it was made, but I'm actually finding it charming, especially with how they're shooting these scenes almost like they are music videos or musical numbers with the slow-mo, which was, I feel, very intentionally used in certain parts. Like, it didn't just feel like, oh, we're just using slow-mo because we can. It actually felt like, how can we make this moment more epic? Oh, I know, we can just slow things down.
Purposeful.
Yeah, it's felt purposeful whilst also there's growing pains, clearly. And they're working with a budget, of course. Like, this big epic thing was just shot in some house because now we get to have the space scenes and whatnot. And even then, they're not, at the moment, like grand in scale. They're just like,
No, but they're working within their limitations, like the green light, the shadows,
the brightly lit rooms, the darkly lit rooms. You're talking about the ship, but I'm just talking about, like, even in general, like how they talk about how they use lightings for different locations, have different colors. Like, it's simple things like that
help you keep track of things, and I hope that stays consistent.
Yeah. All right, so they've been called into the rack. We got the full spell out too.
Here's the thing. I don't give two wet shits they cancel the warrant. The company was the client. You work.
Wet ones, Rachel.
But everyone knows they can trust us to get the job done. And we can guarantee that because our agents are guided by one principle, one code. What is that code?
The warrant is all.
Again!
The warrant is all.
I think this was one of the first things I recognized this actor from, and then over the years, he's just been one of those character actors I've seen pop up time and time and time again. He just has that distinct look, like with the long hair and everything. But I kind of remember him from, like, you know, watching this episode and be like, oh, he's a distinct looking guy.
But damn, if you don't look extra thirsty. Thanks, Bree.
I like Pre coming back.
Yeah, I like that they have, like, a little bar that they go to.
Because
not just their ship
now.
that they hang in all the time.
I don't like this.
What? Now, Rachel, I want to just let you know this was before Twin Peaks: The Return, so I just want you to think about that. But this is also after Buffy, so, you know.
Seen her fight, Johnny.
A lot of lens flares happening in my face.
You don't trust your brother either.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. It's like, yeah, you don't trust me, I don't trust you. Who are you to tell me who I should trust?
Your lives are in each other's hands.
Yeah.
Her enemies become your enemies, so I'm asking you.
Aaron Ashmore, he's such a 90s boy. You know, he just got like that haircut and that face. He's just like, oh, this is a little 90s boy. Oh, and she got another red box. And these credits are going whoosh. They're going. They're a lot. They're a lot to take in. Killjoys, episode 1, Bangarang.
I'm
the start of it all.
Annoyed that I have to wait a week for the next episode.
Yeah. You're already annoyed at that, huh? So this one at least grabbed you in some way. Because I know you have had a hard time with introductions to shows, especially first episodes. And science fiction shows often have very, let's just say, dry, distant, sloppy first entries. I thought this was actually a pretty fun one. I think this is maybe one of the better first episodes of a sci-fi show we've watched for our podcast. I think this is one of the strongest entries in that camp.
Yeah. Like, we count The Gathering as the start of B5.
As you should, yeah.
Is messy, to put it lightly. Space, oh god, that infuriated me. Discovery was just...
It was okay. Like, as much as we don't like Discovery, its pilot episode, it had some moments, but overall nothing to write home about.
No, but it didn't pull me in.
It had cinematic visuals.
Yeah, like it was stunning, but it was still messy. And it had all of this money behind it, but it didn't have nearly as much intentionality as this episode of Killjoys did.
And The Expanse, also on the Sci-Fi channel, we did not love the first episode of The Expanse. I think that's one out of all of the ones would probably improve on a rewatch value after everything we've gone through. But that also had like very cinematic visuals. It had some great actors here. But then we've got Killjoys, which to me feels like a very like as you said, it does the thing. It's serviceable. It does the job. It gets us to understand who the people are and the world and what we can do in this format and setting.
It made me interested in like the opening and all of the introductions and stuff, which is not an easy task.
So, what else do you want to say about the first episode? What are some of your other reactions, feelings, and thoughts on it? Any people that you liked in particular, or any moments that are just hitting you after just finishing this off?
I am curious, but at the same time, the setup for the plots all feel familiar, but the world feels fresh and the combination feels fresh. Like the idea of they've been working together, but now they're realizing that they have secrets from each other, and maybe that matters now when before it didn't. And I'm really intrigued by the statement of I can't remember her name. The one who spoke in another language so that she could swear.
Yeah, her boss, her handler, yeah.
When she says with so much confidence, and like she's said it many times before, that Johnny is too soft for this work.
And that's what Davin thinks as well. It's like, really, you're going to be this guy? I'm the badass killer soldier, man. You're Johnny.
Yeah. Intrigued by that and hoping that we get more backstory for that. I feel like it's fairly clear that eventually we'll get the pieces of Dutch's backstory, and I don't know if that'll be a season or a show long process. And like
Davin. Remember, it's Sci-Fi. It's got an apostrophe in there and a V.
I was like, I knew that it was wrong as soon as I said it.
We have his
brother, and the war stories and the conflict,
and where he's been
set up for a war in this quadrant. Like that's interesting, like seeing how that plays into it. And I am intrigued by the lineup of the timeline being that haven't seen him in 8 years and he was in for 9 years. So how much of those 9 years overlap with the 8 years that he wasn't in contact?
Johnny was surprised to hear that he was a soldier.
Yeah.
So there is either the timeline he's fudging or he was withholding stuff when he was still in Johnny's life, which is what I'm gathering from it. Something that I also just want to talk about is these mysteries, right? We often have a bit of a tense relationship with mystery boxes. There's literally a mysterious red box, but we actually understand by the end of this episode what it serves as. But
the point is not what is in the box. It's what the box means to Dutch.
Yeah, exactly right. And what I want to praise about this is, and this isn't me, tipping the hand or anything, but a lot of the mysterious elements of this episode feel tangible. Like you already can pull at those threads and say, oh, I think I can understand, like, with Dutch, it's like, okay, this guy raised her to kill people. Like, these are things, but it's still left with this air of, what else is there that we can fill in here? Like it's answered enough where it doesn't feel like we are just having a setup episode that's nothing but questions. We are getting little answers with those questions, but then there's enough road being laid where we want to keep going down it, which I think is really masterful.
To unravel.
Because even moving out of sci-fi genre, like any of these modern prestige shows or shows of this era that are just so focused in on the teasing and the titillation of what we can get people theorizing about or questioning can be very...
Hashtags going.
Yeah. Think about like Sherlock around this time and things like that, where they just want to the audience to be engaged with the show, but like what is there to actually be engaged with? Oh, it's not about what's inside the box, it's blah, blah. Like that thing is what some of these shows rely on. But even just after watching this first episode here, I was actually really happy with like, yeah, they're teasing us with stuff, but they're also rewarding us at the same time. And you get a sense of like, at the end of this episode, you go, okay, I was fed a meal here with what they were like putting on the table. Did you have a favorite character? I'm just curious. I just want to ask you right now, and I'm sure we'll talk about it on the podcast in more depth. But I mean, I had a big smile on my face with the tits guy. I love that guy. I thought his line deliveries were absolutely bananas. But I also did like Pri. I thought Pri was very fun for the couple of scenes that they were here.
Yeah, I liked Pri too.
You liked Pri too? Well, anything else you want to say, or are we good to head on out and get ready to record our full discussion on this episode?
I'll save it for the pod.
Save it for the pod. Thank you all so much for being here. So, is there anything else to say? No. But we will be back next time to talk about the second episode. And yeah, we're going to head on off now to talk about this one on our podcast fully. So make sure to tune in and join us for our adventures through Killjoys as we also celebrate its 10th anniversary.